as you start growing up, you go to like middle school and stuff, everybody's personalities are kind of starting to get established. For people like me, we start hanging around the gamers, the nerds, the people who aren't really that social. But then you start to see some of your other friends, some of your classmates, and they can easily talk to girls, and it comes naturally to them. But when you try it, you fail horribly, and you start learning that they don't actually like you that much, and then you start to resent them. Throughout middle school and then throughout high school, this awkwardness turned into kind of a bitterness. It came to a point where I genuinely felt like I disliked girls. Like,
Hey, yo!
no, not like that, not like that. But like, I felt like I couldn't connect with them. It was weird in that everybody else was having it so easy except the people like me. What was wrong with me? What was I doing wrong? By the way, I have a hole in my shirt, and I'm a self-improvement YouTuber. And if you could hit like, and if you could hit like or subscribe on this video, it would be greatly appreciated. And it's a win-win for both of us. Now, as I was saying before, that kind of awkwardness that turned into, resentment, kind of bitterness, I didn't know why they didn't like me. I think that's pretty common for a lot of us. And it definitely took a lot of learning for me to figure out how to talk to girls and stuff. But I'm going to explain to you guys basically why girls don't like you. Before I even start explaining the things that you can change and that you should start working on, to all the dudes watching this thinking I actually do everything right, and I do all my grooming, and I do all this, and I do my fitness, and I work on my personality, and for some reason it's just women, they're all the same, they just don't like me. I need you to shut up real quick and also realize that you're completely wrong. If you've gotten this far, if your brain has gotten you this far and that's the result you've gotten out of it, you've obviously done something wrong along the way. Allow me to explain to you what I know I have done wrong and changed, and what you can change yourself. So, the first thing that I need to mention is rudeness. Straight up being rude to people. And thinking of that as being some sort of like flirting or banter, when in reality, you're just being rude. I did this all the time, starting not even middle school, in elementary school. I have an actual vivid memory of myself being straight up rude to a girl who complimented my hair. So here's kind of how it went. I think I was in 5th grade and our class was walking down the staircase. We're all in a little line and stuff. And there was this one girl in my class walking next to me. I actually liked her, and she complimented my hair. Now, obviously, a compliment is a great thing. Everybody would appreciate it. And normally, if you tell someone a compliment, you'd expect them to be appreciative of it, right? She said, "Hey, Greg, I really like your hair." And what did I say? I said, "Cool, but I hate yours." Now, obviously, I didn't think through how this could affect the other person, but I basically gave no thought to her going out of her way to be nice to me and me just being rude. Going out of your way to be rude to someone when they're being genuinely nice to you is an easy way to get them not to like you. This habit of going out of your way to be rude to someone and thinking, oh, you're just playing around and you're just poking fun and everybody should just enjoy it. Dude, I absolutely despise when, especially when dudes do this, right? I know you do this too. When you go out of your way to make a rude comment to someone else and say it was just a joke. You could be like, oh, snowflake, you can't take a joke. If your joke just doesn't hit, it's not because the other person is soft or a snowflake or whatever. Your joke is just bad. And when your joke is to insult someone about their appearance, especially when you're insulting like a girl's appearance, that hits hard to them. And it's an easy way to get yourself disliked by a bunch of people. Especially when you start growing up to like the middle school and high school ages, when people are very sensitive and somewhat insecure about their appearances, it's an easy way to plummet your likability. I know you do this because I used to do this. And we are not that different, which you definitely should be taking accountability if you are still going out of your way to be rude to people. The black pillars are going to love this one, but the next thing I have to mention is unattractiveness. Before the black pillars start pulling up their studies and charts and line graphs about being sub 5 and how you'll never get a girlfriend, you can look at me and be like, oh, this guy is conventionally attractive in some sort of way. I know. But the thing is, I spend actual time tending to my appearance. There's a large misconception around these black pillar guys, and in case you don't know what a black pillar is, it's basically these dudes who believe that if you don't look like a 10 out of 10 dude naturally out of the womb, you're never going to get a girlfriend, nobody's ever going to like you. The reason I disagree with these guys is There are so many things you can manually change on your own, regardless of your previous circumstances or your genetics or anything that you already have predisposed to, like your height or whatever. There are many manual changes you can make in your own lifestyle and your own appearances that can greatly improve your attractiveness. This one self-improvement YouTuber, Life XP, really like his channel. I really love what he's doing. I think one of the things he mentioned is so many dudes don't cut their nails. Look at you. Look, you see my nails cut. Look at you though. Look at your fingernail. If your nails are long and they look kind of sharp, I'm gonna put up a picture of what uncut fingernails look like. If they look like that, you need to get a nail clipper. It's like a dollar, dude. Literally, something that simple can change someone's outward perception of what you look like, and that changes their perception of if they like you or not. And you can think that's shallow or not, but would you go out of your way to befriend someone who is genuinely unclean, unhygienic? Why do you expect a girl to like you if you literally don't care about your appearance? That makes no sense. The other things you can do to modify or improve your appearance, I would say, is, finding a hairstyle that you like, getting haircuts frequently, getting your eyebrows done. I know I have thick, bushy eyebrows. I should probably get them, trimmed or something. And, a lot of dudes can be like, oh, doing your nails, doing your eyebrows, that's gay. Like, okay, what do you look like? I want to see exactly what you look like so that you can tell me that is a better look than actually going out of your way to groom yourself. Oh, and especially for the young teenage guys out there, like if you're 15, 16, 17 or whatever, and you can't grow facial hair like me. I can't grow facial hair, barely. And you have this little slim mustache that's like looks like pretty thick over here, but it's actually not full grown. Please shave it off. I think finally, what's most important when it comes to getting girls to like you is kind of just your mindset. And I know you were waiting for me to say this, like, oh, it's all about your mindset, bro. Just don't worry about it. I'm not about to say that. What I'm mentioning here is I had to change my mindset a lot from when I was like 12 years old. Because, as I mentioned earlier in this video, I got to a point in my mid-teens where I was genuinely resentful, and at one point I would say even hateful of women. It was all because of the kind of media I was consuming. Thinking back to when I was like 13, 14, 15, those years in high school, all I would watch, I would get home from school, play my little video games, but before bed, all I would fill my mind with was those feminists getting wrecked videos. Like, watch this feminist get owned, look at these women get owned. And then I'd watch these red pill YouTubers telling me, like, look at all these women who divorce their husbands and take all their money and their kids and stuff, and women are evil. I was 13 and I was thinking of how evil the state of women's nature was. That's not something healthy to be thinking about. And the worst part is it was all lies. Those people who create that content genuinely feed off of young men like myself and you in order to make a quick buck on their YouTube ad revenue. They make that kind of content with probably that same mindset as us, but it genuinely messed me up. I would go to school the next day after watching those videos. I would look at the girls in my class and then my female teachers and stuff with just a sense of resentment. When even though deep down, all I wanted was to connect with them. Because that's kind of just what we all want as people. We kind of all just want to connect with someone of the opposite gender as us. Going into these situations with just a sense of hate for the person that you want to connect with most is probably the most damaging thing you can do to yourself. And I would say growing out of that stage and really just stopping watching all those red pill YouTubers, man. It's probably the number one thing that I did. About the next year after I stopped, after I started, working on myself, I wasn't in self-improvement. I was just working to make myself a less hateful person in general. Around the age of 16 is when I got my first girlfriend. Now, I'm not going to go into detail of how that relationship went. However, you need to let go of a lot of this resentful hate that you have that you really didn't believe in to begin with. It was just cultivated in you by a lot of these red pill YouTubers, these black pill YouTubers especially, talking about the nature of women, how evil they are. Keep it real, man. What's the number one thing that you want? Do you think you're going to get the number one thing you want? Connection with another person, connection with a girl that you love. You're going to get that by hating them? Obviously not. You have to feel a sense of love and respect for them. So that's all I have for today, guys. Remember, winners win, losers lose. I'll be a winner today.